A tropical storm Beta made landfall hundreds of miles north and northeast of the valley, but that did not stop us from feeling some of her effects. Channel 5's meteorologist Cecilia Gutierrez is on the island. And Cecilia, some coastal conditions, at least they're getting a little bit better in our neck of the woods, right?
Yeah, Oscar, the tides are better than they have been within the past couple of days, and that's a good thing, but this is still a very thin beach, and this is just one of the effects that Tropical Storm Beta left us. Now, here's another one. The high tides, the high swells, absolutely carved out these dunes, leaving a cliff-like structure, the roots exposed, and now officials are keeping a very close eye on this erosion. A storm in the Gulf of Mexico, hundreds of miles away, can still have effects on our shoreline. Just look at Tropical Storm Beta, leaving little to no beach right before making landfall and wreaking havoc on the dunes.
That is the first protective barrier from any major storm, any major high tide that we get.
South Padre Island is not home to a seawall.
Because as you can see, if we didn't have those, it would be right up to everyone's property, into the accesses, so I cannot emphasize that enough.
Even with the dunes, coastal flooding can still happen. Just look at this road. And this is what's left after last night's high tide. Still a lot of pooling on the road. This is salt water from the Gulf of Mexico. We're on the northern part of South Padre Island on Texas 100. And again, this is what's left after last night's high tide. And that's not the only place that was underwater. Where I'm standing right now was completely underwater last night. Every footprint bringing up more water. Still a lot of pooling behind me. And check out how far away the ocean is. Primarily, the worst erosion is seen on the northern section of the city limits.
All the vegetation that normally is there on the dunes, the tide came in and completely tore it out, unfortunately.
Boberka says it's hard to re-nourish the dunes right now because we're still in hurricane season. But they're working closely with other organizations like the Army Corps of Engineers to make sure we stay protected.
I go out there, I take lots of pictures, I take drone footage as well to map the area so that we can continually monitor how much we're actually losing and can send that on to the necessary agencies so that we can help in the future get renourishment, get onshore placement of material to combat erosion.
Combating that erosion is their #1 priority. And coastal conditions are set to get better within the next coming days. Now, there is still a coastal flood advisory and a high rip current risk in effect until tomorrow morning. At South Padre Island, Cecilia Gutierrez, Channel 5 News at 6.